We'll keep it rolling now with the Ole Miss offense. Joining us now, co-offensive coordinator Charlie Weis, wide receiver Trey Harris, and tight end Caden Prieskorn. Just a couple opening statements, Coach. Talk about just getting through bowl week and what the experience has been like, and now sort of shifting the focus to game day.
Yeah, it's been extremely exciting being here at the Peach Bowl. It's been very welcoming, really fun to be here. It's cool seeing the competition stuff last night and just kind of all the festivities that you get. But our players have been great. They've been super focused, in the preparation, getting ready for the game. So obviously it's always unique when you have such a long break in between games. But our guys have done a phenomenal job. They're really excited to be here, and we're just ready for the game.
All right, thanks, Coach. Trey and you guys have obviously gotten to do a lot of fun stuff off the field. What's been your favorite event so far?
My favorite event was probably last night, just going through the College Hall of Fame, just seeing the history and seeing all the bowls and everything like that, and seeing all the players that were inducted and stuff like that. It was probably my favorite part so far.
Yeah. Caden, what about you? What was your favorite
definitely
event?
Definitely the same thing, seeing the College Football Hall of Fame, because I've never got to see that or experience that before, and it was awesome to see that. And just being at a team event with us in Penn State, it was kind of fun just to interact with each other and just compete against each other.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I've been doing this. That was my 24th of those, and that was by far the most energy that we have had. I've never seen players stand on chairs before, getting into it that much. That was fun, and congratulations on the big win. I'm not saying anything, but about 90% of the time, the team that wins the belt wins the game.
Like to hear that.
So I'm not saying anything. All right, let's do some questions. We'll start right here, second row on the far right.
This is for Trey and Caden. You guys came from Group of 5 schools. I imagine you guys grew up watching games like this. Now that you're here, you're going to play in a game like this. What is this experience, this moment like for you guys?
It's surreal. Exactly how you say you grow up watching games like this, and to finally be a part of it is it's honorable. It's a huge honor to be a part of a game like this, and it's a dream come true. We all want to go out there and play in the big games. And to be able to do that is huge for me, especially for me in my career and everyone else on this team.
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely probably the biggest game of my career. Just New Year's Six Bowl on the biggest stage, and one of the biggest stages in college football. So we just coming, just how I've came up, just as a walk-on and all that, just to play in one of these games is just surreal.
Right here, second row, left.
This is Kyle Golick from Mike Farrell Sports. This is for Coach Weis. I talked to Coach Poindexter in the last session, and he cited tempo as what makes you guys unique to Penn State. What does the Penn State defense do that makes them unique to you?
Yeah, I think they're just an extremely well-coached, disciplined football team. They play very assignment sound, very minimal bust, very minimal mental errors, and they've got players at all three levels of the defense. They've got a great D-line, they've got linebackers, they've got secondary players. So I think just top to bottom, they're the most, probably the most complete defense, I've seen. And so it's extremely impressive, and just how they have those players and get them to play very assignment sound. I think just very well structured overall defense.
All right, next question. All right, row two.
Trey, I know we've kind of asked you this before, but now that you're here and through this practice, what kind of momentum can you carry, and Caden as well, into next season with the win and just kind of having success this week?
It'll be a lot of momentum going into the next year. We go out there and get a dub. We're playing against a blue blood type of program, so it'd be good to go out there and get a win against them. And then on top of that, we'd be doing something we've never done in Ole Miss history and getting our 11th win. So just having those two milestones ahead of us going into next year would be huge and bring a whole lot of momentum, especially for next year.
This one's for Caden. Obviously, you dealt with some injuries and some personal stuff early in the season. At what point this year did you feel healthy and ready, I guess, within the offense, knowing what you needed to do? When did it kind of click for you?
I'd say probably right after the bye week during the Auburn week, I got mostly healthy or all the way back, and I felt really comfortable in the offense because dealing with that foot injury and just everything else that's happened, it got set back a little bit, kind of taken away from football. But I feel like that week kind of helped me, getting through the bye week, then getting through Auburn week, I feel like that's when I became healthy.
All right, back over here, row 2 on the left.
So I'm following up on Coach's Weis statement. Hopefully the guys here can also elaborate on this. You called the Penn State defense one of the most complete defenses that you've seen all year. You guys also had the luxury, and I'm going to use luxury in quotation marks, to go up against Alabama and Georgia, who are perennially top defenses in the country. So how does Penn State compare to Alabama and Georgia in your mind?
This for us?
Yeah, who's that?
For us, they compare pretty well. We know statistically they're the top defense in the country. Going out there against them is going to be a great matchup, and we're really excited for it. The way they compare to those other teams, I feel like they have a lot of structure. I feel like D linemen, the way they go out there and they pretty much wreak havoc out there. The D linemen are pretty good, as well as pretty much the SEC guys. But to us, we can go out there and play our game, play our tempo, and be the most dominant team on the field. So,
All right, Caden.
Yeah, I feel like this type of defense, they're always in the right spot. So we have to control what we can control and do our part on offense to give us the best chance to win.
All right, second row.
Charlie, obviously the injuries on the offensive line the last 3 games. I know this is a unit that you rate about at the beginning of the season just because of how many snaps that these guys have kind of taken across the board. What have you learned about this unit just through those injuries late in the year, and what gives you the confidence that they're going to be able to rise to the challenge against what many consider to be one of the more well-rounded defenses in college football, like you said?
Yeah, I think we're fortunate to have some guys up front that are adaptable and can play different positions. Guys like Jeremy James and our center Bucky. So having guys who can Jeremy can play guard or tackle, and Bucky can play center or guard. So having some flexibility, and we're deeper there than we were last year. So I think that helps to it right there, and giving those guys some time to heal up, recover, and rest. It's a long season for those guys, and a lot of those guys, those last 3 games, were playing a ton of snaps. So it's been good to get them some rest, get them back going. But I just think it's been great that we've got some guys who have position flexibility, and that allows us to be creative in where we play our guys. So, looking forward to seeing those guys a little bit healthier, as we go into this game on Saturday.
Staying with the row 2 crew.
Charlie, did the defensive improvement that y'all had this year, did that impact the way that the offense was called in any way, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think every game is kind of independent, of itself. Sometimes you got to play a game where you got to score a bunch of points, a game like LSU, and then, at other times, when the defense is playing well and, you try to run the ball, and, you got to do whatever it takes to go 1-0 that week. That's a big phrase that we use around here, is whatever it takes to go 1-0, and whether that's, scoring 50 points, scoring 17 points, whatever it takes to win, that's the biggest thing at the end of the day. Obviously, we want to have a ton of success offensively, but it's great going against Coach Golding and his defense each and every day in practice. They make us better every single day, and so it's been great, having those games where they can step up and control the game for us, when we're not playing as well, and same vice versa. So we've been very fortunate. I think that's a large credit to our defense why we're 10-2 this year.
All right, over here.
Charlie, you're sitting up here with 2 guys that weren't originally from SEC programs. When you're scouting in the transfer portal, how do you know what is going to translate? What do you look for? Is it traits? What specific things are you able to scout?
Yeah, there's several things that you look for. I think one thing too you look at is how did they play against top competition? When they have had those opportunities, and Trey and Caden were both guys that had a lot of production in those kinds of games, and obviously the biggest thing for us too is just getting guys up here and getting them on visits, and what's the fit like. And Trey and Caden are both pro mindset type guys, unbelievable in their preparation, the things that they do, and they've got the ability to match it right there. So I think you look at the fit, you look at how they do against top competition. There's a variety of factors that go into those decisions, but these 2 guys right here were no brainers.
All right, let's switch it up over here. Go to the left.
Charlie, Penn State leads the nation in sacks. How can you use tempo to help Jackson in pass protection Saturday?
Yeah, tempo is always a huge part, of what we do, in terms of getting the D-line tired, not letting them sub, and, certain things like that. So that's just a big part of who we are, each and every week. And, at the end of the day, we got to block them. We got to get the ball out on time. And, we just got to go out there and execute. It's all about us at the end of the day, is a thing that we talk about. And so utilizing our tempo, playing fast and having success, moving the chains on 3rd down, all those little things go together into us having a good game on Saturday.
All right, back over here.
Charlie, what's the challenges, or if they've been challenges with John David kind of obviously getting that job and balancing back and forth this past month? What's that been like for you, or has it even affected what y'all have been working on?
Yeah, you definitely, whenever you lose a great coach, other people have to step up. So, several of the things that he did and, helping, put the game plan together, we got to rely on some other people in those situations. Obviously, we're extremely excited for Coach Baker to go, and get that kind of a job. I know he's going to do, phenomenal when he goes there. But it's always hard when you lose good coaches or good players. It's very similar. So other people have to step up and, take those roles when he's gone. But obviously it's been great, having him back here for bowl week and preparation and being able to pick his brain and get ready to go for this game Saturday.
All right, let's go front row here on the right.
Hey, this question's for all three of you. Obviously, we know you had a big season, lots of moments throughout that time, but I wanted to ask all three of you, is there any moment from the season that you're like, oh yeah, that's my favorite moment?
Definitely the LSU game, just how we came back in the fourth quarter down, almost two scores, and just coming back and just how we came back during that game and just how it turned out and how it finished, and just how our fans rushed the field. It was pretty awesome.
I was gonna say LSU, but I'll switch it up, and I'll say the state game. That was good. The entire week we got screens up in the throughout the facility with them from last year, smoking cigars because they had won the Egg Bowl the previous year. So it felt good to go into rivalry on a rival field and go get that win. So that was a big win, and that was a real special moment for me as well.
Yeah, I think the LSU game for me as well. I think too, just seeing our guys bounce back, from the loss against Alabama and to come out and to play the way that we did, I think it really speaks to the resilience that we have as a football team, as an offense, and so it's cool. And these two guys were there for that final touchdown right there, throwing it to Trey and Caden blocking for him right there, so it was pretty cool.
All right, over here on the left.
This is for Trey and Caden. The Penn State secondary's lauded as one of the best in the nation. Kalen King will be playing on Sundays. Daquan's one of the better slot corners in the country, etc. You guys have a good tempo offense. So for Trey and Caden, what is your mindset going up against a secondary that is as good as Penn State's?
For me, my mindset every week, no matter what DB it is to go kill, go dominate, don't matter who in front of me. So for me, it's to go out there and play my game and just execute the game plan that's being made for us. And, we know that they got a good secondary back there, but, we got good receivers. So we got good guys that are good pass catchers, and we got a good QB that's going to get us the ball on time. So, we'll go out there and play our game, and we'll bring it to them.
Yeah, kind of like what Trey said. We got great players too, and we have a great quarterback that can distribute us the ball. So we know they have great players. So it's going to be a battle for 4 quarters.
All right, time for a few more. Where are we going next? All right, back up here in the front.
All right, so I have to ask this question because I asked your teammates and other coaches as well. So totally serious question, but does sugar go in grits?
No. Never.
I've never had it, I'm going to be honest.
I'm right there with Caden. Not a grits guy.
This has been highly debated all week. It's very split.
No, just straight salt and pepper, that's it.
Cheese?
Oh, we put cheese in there. We ain't putting no sugar, though. I'll put sugar in spaghetti. That's about it.
Okay, that's crazy talk. All right, a couple more. Where we going next, guys? All right, back here, second row on the right.
Charlie, obviously with the wide receiver contingent that y'all had this year, you leaned on them pretty heavily. How would you evaluate the development that's taken place of some of the younger guys that you've been able to retain? What's that been like, considering the snap counts?
Yeah, we're super excited about some of those young guys. Aiden Williams, Caden Lee definitely stand out as guys that are going to have really bright futures for us. They've done a great job. Obviously, everybody wants to start. Everybody wants to, get a bunch of balls and all that. But those two guys have had a fantastic mindset throughout the season of always being ready, always having the, next man up. If an injury does happen, they're ready to go. And so I'm really excited to see those guys moving forward, on Saturday and, going into next season, taking bigger roles and getting more snaps. And so we're really, really excited about those two. They're going to be special. And, there's a bunch of guys in that room that have done a great job all year. Obviously, we've got, 3 frontline guys that played a lot and made a lot of plays for us. But, we got a very deep room, so we're very thankful for that.
We talked with Lane and basically every other offensive player that we've had to talk to just about Dart's growth from year 1 to year 2. And you said yourself just what you saw just from the offseason and the spring. But now that you've had 12 games to kind of see that growth come to fruition, what ways have you seen that looking back on it now?
Yeah, I think he just has an unbelievable mindset. His work ethic is top tier. And, the decision-making that I think is the biggest thing, and just total understanding of the offense. He's able to go out there, process things at a very high level, not only just what are we doing offensively, what's the defense doing, being able to get us in and out of checks and getting into good plays, whatever that may be, and just taking care of the football. I think that's probably the biggest improvement from a year ago. He's always been an explosive player. Now he's explosive and he takes care of the ball. So very fortunate to have one of the best, quarterbacks in the country.
All right. Anything else for this group? Last chance. Okay, guys, that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.